Welcome in, guys. We are live. KegCast number 113. We had a little bit of a technical difficulty. My computer froze. I had to reset the stream. So hopefully everyone gets hip to the shit and they back off that other stream and they come on here. We've had baseball games all day long. I've bet nothing so far. Didn't really see anything I liked personally. Anthony should be on later on, but I'm joined by my semi-normal partner in crime, Mr. Maxwell Smart.
Hello, Jason. Hello, Keggers. My broken face is still not ready for camera, so obviously I have the my hand and a bud in my hand. That represents me. And yeah, fuck, I started the day 1 and 2. I'm looking to get some winners off you guys because you guys are the ones lining up these plus 220 dogs like fucking Rich last night. So
Max,
put me on the winners.
I'm not gonna lie, man. That broken nose is making you avoid softball, which is helping out the KegCast every night. So I'm a big fan of it.
Yeah, I'm sure you are.
I'm
but,
a big fan of that fucking broken nose, bro.
Yeah, well, next week it's getting fucking fixed, and hopefully in 3 weeks I'll be out on the fucking field of the playoffs. So I'm hoping to get out there, but yeah, I'm definitely not even going to the local strip club because just don't want fucking.
So you're telling me not even. So not even the strippers could see what you look like. Basically, I'm the only one that's seen what you look like.
Pretty much, aside from my family and a couple of my teammates.
I got to be honest, I don't think you look that bad, bro.
Yeah, but that's your perception.
Dare I say it's an improvement?
Story up.
By the way, I saw that fucking Bagel Boss, bro, again today, and it makes me cry every time.
He's fucking hilarious.
Oh,
but he's
my
pathetic
God.
and racist at the same time. Sort of like Donald Trump. You know?
Yeah. Jimmy will be with us in a little bit. Max obviously has got us covered now. Ant, I assume, will be on. I haven't talked to him today, but he should be. Gokster and Twatty, I would assume, would be on later on. The Dodgers up 1-0 in the first inning. I think somebody said they had the bases loaded.
Yeah, and Dave LA was is heavily invested, I believe, in the Phillies' first 5 at plus 160. He got it. So
is that right? Yeah, I wanted to get on the Dodgers -1. I saw Anthony throw that in the Keg chat, and I didn't have the time. So
what's Anthony on?
On the Dodgers -1, and okay. I think Matt is on the Dodgers first 5 run line. I want to say I'm getting on them.
I'm getting on them right now as we speak.
I'm laying the $2. I don't care.
Yeah, I got -185 for the full game, and I'm hitting the 5-inning run line -1.5.
Yeah.
Actually, do I have an alternate?
Ant's on the Dodgers first 5 and the full game. So
yeah,
what was the pregame close? Anybody? What was that pregame close?
Like 160-ish.
Ooh, that hurts my heart.
Yeah, I just jumped on it. -185 and plus 110, -1.5 the first 5 innings.
Let me see what else I can get here. Ugh. Are they still in the first inning right now? They got people on base? No, bottom of the first.
Just ended.
So hopefully the Dodgers can get somebody on base, and I can get them at what they closed at, because right now I'm looking at -200, and I'm not paying that. So what's up, MT? Ants in the chat. Why? I don't know. Twatty, viral video, Sean Carlos, Ewolf's Fat Fist, Chris Dubs. What's up, boys?
Yeah, Ant, I need your advice on this Chicago KC game and this Arizona Texas game. How should I play it? Like, what's the deal? I need you, Ant. Show me the fucking way.
Oh, he's on the D-backs first 5 run line. I had our video chat earlier today.
Astros first 5 also? Okay.
Yeah. I had Astros first 5 run line too. I had an hour video chat with Ranieri earlier today, and he sent out the over in the Astros game. Joe's on that, and he gave me a bunch of picks for the British Open that I hope saved. But now that my computer shit the bed, I'm not sure. I remember most of them though, so we'll hit that later on.
All right, so I'm tailing Ant on D-backs first five run line, Astros first five run line, and I just tailed him on Dodgers first five -1.5 and full game money line.
Fuck, that sucks. I lost it, but all right, it's all good.
I just put half a unit on everything, so like $50 to $57.
Okay. Yeah, I know Joe is on Henrik Stenson to win the British Open. He was on Xander Schauffele to win, Adam Scott to win, Matt Kuchar to win. He was on Adam Scott, top Australian, Matt Kuchar, top 10 and top 20. He was on Justin Thomas to win. And he is fading Phil and Tiger every possible way that he can this weekend.
Yeah, what about fading Phil Mickelson? What's going on with that?
That's what I just said.
Oh, I thought you said fading Tiger.
Yeah, Phil and Tiger. So he's gonna fade Phil in every matchup. He's gonna fade Tiger in every matchup. He was on somebody. I think he was on Kuchar over day tournament long too.
Isn't there a guy that's missed like 4 or 5 consecutive freaking cuts? Isn't that a bet that you guys can make?
Oh, he was fading Bubba too, all tournament. I'm not sure.
Do you think that there's value in that? Going after guys that you anticipate not making the cut.
Oh, well, yeah, definitely. Because if you're going up against somebody in a tournament-long matchup and they don't make the weekend and you do, I think it's an automatic win if you make the weekend. Or if it's not an automatic win, they shot so poorly in those first 2 rounds that you have a huge advantage going into the weekend. There's another guy on Odds Market that writes for us that is a really good golf handicapper too. I got to see what he's on.
True.
Avi Gold on Angels team total over 3.5. White Sox first 5 under 6 are his plays. Viral video taking McIlroy versus Tiger -180. I mean, it doesn't sound terrible. Koepka 11th or better at -115. I mean, you would think that's a good bet. I know Joe said that he wasn't going with Koepka. He said he's got to become human at some point. He's also on no hole in one prop for the entire tournament. He said that
what's the juice on that?
He said it's basically a coin flip price, and he said that the weather conditions should stop anyone from getting getting a hole in one. Ant says if you bet a tournament long matchup and you make the cut and the other guy doesn't, you win. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Oh my God, Oliver, what are you scratching at the door about? Come in. What do you want? What do you want, huh? You little bum? Look at you. You're so cute. You're such a cute dog.
Warwind says that the coal train rolls tonight. Astros. Ron, I'll take a look at the WNBA now, buddy. I've been busy today. I didn't really have time. Oh, he also's taken the guy that won the Scottish Open.
You're such a pretty
The guy that won the Scottish Open last week has played this course a lot. So Weisserberger, the guy that I told Ant to bet at even money to win that tournament last weekend. Robinson says that the WNBA lines are heavy. Philly's got a guy on first and one out, so I'm still seeing a god awful price on the Dodgers right now, though.
Oliver, what do you want from me? What do you want? You funny big dog. Gotta brush this fucker's teeth. You smell the beef. You smell the Salisbury.
I saw somebody in the other chat before the stream dropped say he was taking Juan Adams big to be to beat Greg Hardy this weekend at UFC San Antonio.
Is Greg Hardy good? Because I thought he's a football player.
He's a piece of shit football player that has been thrown like tomato cans so far. He's already been disqualified from one fight for an illegal knee. I haven't gotten to that fight though. I will look at it tonight or tomorrow. My main event breakdown for UFC on ESPN4 should be on Odds Market. I sent the article in earlier today. I will check right now. I know Dave's article should be up soon too, if they aren't already. Dave's articles are up. Mine is not yet. Why, I don't know. But the punch and parlay's up, and the dogs and their odds are up. I took Leon Edwards at minus 115 to beat Rafael Dos Anjos. Tough fight, but I think we get back to our winning ways off that fucking Aspen Lad shit show weigh-in that cost us last week.
But did it cost you in your pocket?
It did not in the long run. No, we made money.
All right. Just want to clarify that.
Dodgers at minus 160 right now, which is the pregame. They got Philly's got runners on first and second and one out. Oh, man. Do I hit it now? Or do I wait to see what Philly does?
You want to hope that Maeda doesn't give up a 3-run shot right now.
Did anyone catch the Mets-Twins game? They were in the 8th. It was well under, and the outfielder dropped the ball with 2 outs. I watched that game. After he dropped the ball with 2 outs, 2-run score, then they score about another 6th, and no joke, Pete Alonso almost put one out of the stadium. It went like 20 rows up on the upper deck. The kid is a fucking machine.
I'm just glad that the home run contest didn't fuck up his swing.
He was 1 for 17 before he got that. So, yeah, they end up winning the game 14-4. Man, that kid is special. I'm very happy that he's going to be wearing a Mets uniform for a while.
Yeah, it'd be nice if the Mets could fucking get a couple guys around him healthy that can fucking support him, though. Otherwise, he's just a wasted Carlos Delgado.
What is the deal with is Cespedes done? Like, what is the deal?
I don't know. He's having sex in fucking New York subway stations. That's what I heard.
I mean, Cespedes, Alonso, Conforto, McNeil is not bad.
Yeah, but you need 6. Houston Astros, 7 deep.
You know what, though? I think
LA Dodgers, 7 deep. You have to have 7 deep.
I think Ahmed Rosario is going to be a good player. I would say. You don't think? You're not sold on him yet?
Nope. I want to see him do it for 160 games. I want to see him hit against fucking guys that throw fucking spitballs. Like, yo, I want to see him fucking show that he's a seasoned, capable hitter. Otherwise, he's going to have advantages just like every other hitter, and that doesn't make him special to me.
Twatty says Nimmo will be good.
Yeah, Nemo. Yeah, I like Nemo also, but his health the issue
Not
for him.
Nemo. He's not a fucking Disney fish. His name
Whatever.
is Nemo.
I don't give a fuck. His name is Nemo to me, and I'm gonna keep on calling him that. Okay,
This motherfucker.
that's what it is. Listen, the 5 or 6 guys that you have potential with on the Mets just don't equal the quality and class that you get with the Dodgers, that you get with the Astros, that you get
Oh,
potential
really,
with the
Max?
Cubs,
Thank you for
the
telling me
Yankees.
the fuck something like the entire galaxy knows.
Well, I gotta let you know because you're getting high on fucking guys like Ahmad Rosario, and I
I'm
have to
not
fucking take
saying
a
I'm
goddamn
high.
bird.
I'm saying that he could become a
Yeah,
good
everybody.
player.
Yeah, I could grow fucking 5 feet the next fucking morning.
Oh, I see that can't happen. Like that can't happen.
What if I took some miracle drug? How do you know? Okay, fuck. There's all kinds of fucking science, medical fucking advancements that they're making. I could be some freak. Who knows? That'd be cool. But yeah, um, just they're just not that. Maeda, Hoskins, strikeout, nice. There you go, Maeda.
Avi
Throw that
Gold
fucker over
says
the shoulder.
my only play is Edwards in the UFC. I'm tempted by Arlovsky as the dog against Rothwell, but not confident enough to throw money on it. I like Edwards at these odds a lot.
Yeah,
Well,
I didn't understand that Rothwell fucking Arlovsky price either.
I'm going to be honest. I have to do more research, okay? But Dave and I both, while talking about the card, said, why is Arlovsky plus 165 against Rothwell? What did Rothwell prove in that first
Man, this
fight?
dog is pissing me off. Hold on.
What did Rothwell prove in that first fight in his return? He proved nothing. Nothing. Yeah, I like Edwards. I listen. It's a very tough fight, so it's hard to be like, oh, I'm like I love Edwards. It's a tough fight, but you guys can read my breakdown tonight on Odds Market. I go in deep. Nobody breaks down a fight as in depth as I do, but I came out the other side on Edwards at minus 115. And I'll tell you right now, my one of my favorite prospects in the UFC fights on Saturday. And that's Alex Hernandez. That is a very fair price at minus 170 against Trinaldo. I will be on him for sure. He got cocky. He went into that fight with Cerrone undefeated. He thought who he was. Cerrone knocked him down a peg. He should respond wonderfully against Francisco Trinaldo. So I will be on Alex Hernandez. I don't want to say deep, but enough. Dodgers get out of the inning and the money line is back to minus 270. Yeah, Trinaldo will be game for about a round. After that, though, he should get breaking down. So
Jay, I gotta go walk Oliver. He's being a little fucking bitch.
go ahead, buddy.
Okay, I'll be back.
Arlovsky takes his UFC winnings to the bingo parlor. Well, he is old. He is most definitely old. But yeah, over the course of the last 3 years, probably my two of my favorite prospects were Adesanya, who I loved, and I'm sure you guys don't watch the Australian Fight League, but I'm fucking psychotic. I thought he would be a future champion when I saw him there. And Alex Hernandez, man, that kid, there's just something about him. I think he's going to be special. I think the best thing for his career was losing the way he did against Cerrone. So I'm not. I assume that the reason why the odds are minus 170 is because the market's afraid off that Cerrone win, but I'm not afraid. That main event is going to be dog shit. Walt Harris and Alexei Olenek. Ugh. Fucking repug. Absolutely repug. Dave and I were talking about that fight earlier. I guess I mean, Alexei Olenek's getting old, man. Walt Harris is not a stud, but I guess I would go with Walt Harris. I don't know. I have like discretion to not write about the co-main event. So I think instead of writing about that co-main event, I might break that Hernandez Trinaldo fight down. I have to write another article tonight, so we'll see. I think there's a baseball game on ESPN tonight. Oh, the Yankee game is postponed. Not raining over here, but the Indians in Detroit are on right now. Nick says, I'm friends with Walt Harris. I'm biased. That's pretty biased because he is not that good. But it might be enough to get Olenek. Right now, we got Cleveland at home in the third against Detroit, no score. Dodgers are on top of the Phillies, 1-0 on the road. No score in the Marlins Padres game. And no score in the Red Sox Blue Jays game. The Bats came back out in Colorado today, I see. They flew over that total. It looked like. Would they get 20 runs today? $11-8, 19 runs. So anybody that bet that alternative over today cashed. Ant might have. I'm not sure. I didn't though. Cody AV in the house. What's up, bro? Jay, would you be interested in some AT? Yeah, of course I would. Definitely. Most definitely. All right, let me take a look at the WNBA. Man, I had a fucking funny conversation with Ranieri today, man. Ugh. That motherfucker makes me laugh. The Lynx and Seattle. Wow, that line is 5.5, huh? 5.5. What was the pregame close? It opened at 5.5. Still sits at 5.5. Seattle Storm have treated us well on this show. We hit our last 3 first half bets on this show on the Storm. Carlos won with Atlanta plus 6.5 today. Yeah, that made sense. I think the Sky are probably better than the Dream until the Dream really get in a rhythm, but 6.5 was a lot. Robinson says, I would have liked it at the Lynx -3. Yeah, I would have liked it at the Lynx under 1 possession at home. So maybe if we see them at -1.5 at some point in this game, it might be worth a shot. What's up, Gerardo? Cody's thinking Storm under. It still is at 147 right now at Bet Online, Cody. Toronto's got a guy on first in the top of the first. No outs against Boston. Top of the third, San Diego's got a guy on second with 2 outs. We got 1 out here in the top of the first. I'm sorry, 1 out in the top of the third. No score in the Cleveland game. And the only games that haven't started yet is Washington and Baltimore. 7:05 supposed to be. And then we got 2 8:00 games in Arizona, Texas, and the White Sox and KC. And then the nightcap, which is the Astros on the road in LA. Or Anaheim, or whatever the fuck the Angels are nowadays. Who the fuck knows? Ranieri was on the over in the Astros game. I know Ant was on the first 5 in the Arizona game. Hopefully, Twatty, how about those fucking cunt Pittsburgh Pirates scoring 4 runs today when they couldn't do a fucking thing the last 2 days? That's what I can't stand about baseball. It makes me want to fucking puke. It's disgusting. $42 heads watching right now. Welcome in, everybody. That's cool, man. We're growing. We're sustaining like 40 to 45 people now all the time. Pirates just ride full game overs. That team total over the last 2 days was fucking. They couldn't score a fucking run. This team. I'll tell you, this UFC fight night is probably one of the better ones that we've seen over the last few months in terms of name and entertainment value. It's pretty good for not being a pay-per-view. Under 147, huh? I see. Who is that? Indian Cowboy? What was Ronnie Crawford on today? Anybody know? Crawford's killing it. Who got into beef today? I want to know. Cody's got FightCast withdrawals. My fucking man. Yeah, man. FightCasts are going to be fun. I'm in the middle of getting all the graphics ready for us, man. Me and Dave. We're trying to... it's going to cost me some money, but... we're going to be looking straight for the start of football season and for the fight casts that come after the football season. We're going to be looking smooth. Oh, the wind is picking up. It's starting to rain. Whatever's going on at Yankee Stadium is making its way here. Yeah. I hear a little thunder and lightning action. It's been fucking dreadfully hot here. So. Oh, they got the Boston game on. First inning, 2 outs, no score. What's going on, Ant?
Hello.
What's going on, buddy?
Dude. Is it like hotter than the devil's asshole in New Jersey right now?
It's about like 91, I think.
Oh, I wish it was 91. It got to 100 degrees today.
Really?
Yeah, it's going to be 100 degrees for 3 straight days.
You must be fucking losing weight like a motherfucker.
God.
That bald head, you got to wear like a fucking hat, right?
I mean, it
just
helps.
Drip. Doesn't it just drip right into your eyes? That's what I used to hate about a shaved head.
Yeah, it drips right into the eye.
Yeah. I've been lazy, bro. I got to go cue ball my head tomorrow.
Yeah, what happened? Why'd you stop shaving your head?
I don't fucking know. I'm like, I'll just wear a hat. That works. So you're on. So games that haven't started yet. You're on the Arizona first 5, right? Money line or run line?
First 5 run line.
Anything in the Washington-Baltimore game?
No, that line's bloated, and I don't really feel like taking a risk on Baltimore.
Anything in the White Sox KC game?
Nah, that game wasn't on my radar at all.
Anything in the Houston LA game? Oh, you're on Houston, aren't you?
Yes.
Can I have a drink?
Yes,
you're on Houston money line, or
I'm on the Houston first 5 run line.
You got no faith in these bullpens, huh? Everything's first 5.
I just think that's where the biggest edge is. Those particular games. It has nothing to do with no faith in the pen. It's just that's where I see the biggest edge being. So
Kepka's minus 150 for a tournament wide versus Tiger. Wow, that seems like a fucking no-brainer.
why does everyone want to fade Tiger? Didn't he literally just win a Masters?
Yeah, he hasn't played. He hasn't played any golf in like a month. He played 5 tournaments leading into the Masters. Right? They said out he hadn't swung a golf club in 3 weeks. I think it's like a throwaway.
Okay.
I mean, let's face it. Is that guy ever winning a major that isn't at Augusta again? Probably not, right? Could he could probably win the Masters like 2 more times.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think he finished top 5 in the British Open last year.
That's true.
I mean, the British Open is where he had his coming out party when he finally started getting good again. People are like, he got on people's radar. He's like, oh, wait a minute. He had the lead. He had the lead on Sunday in the British Open before Molinari won it. So, I mean, I wouldn't.
Was that at a familiar course? He
I don't know,
probably has never played this course in his life.
I don't know, some course in England somewhere. I don't know.
Joe had some picks, and he said that he had bet that there won't be a hole-in-one prop, and that's tournament-wide. I figured that there would be a fucking hole-in-one at some point in the tournament. He said that in practice, bro, there were like 197-yard par threes that the weather was so bad that they were hitting the driver into. That must be like hurricane wind.
That is pretty crazy.
Yeah, MT said the par threes are brutal. He took that prop too.
If they're putting drive, I'm actually. You guys got me thinking.
What did you get that prop at? What price, MT?
I normally don't bet that prop, but you guys have me thinking that's a good prop. The no hole in one, because I did bet that, like the one time I bet that prop, I lost.
Yeah, another person said, yeah, I saw on Twitter they're doing driver, and I mean, come on, man. Nobody's getting a hole in one on if they're really hitting their driver on a fucking 200-yard par three. I might bet that. I might lay it in.
There's no way they're using a driver on a 200-yard par three.
That's what Joe said to me, and then somebody in the chat just said, yeah, I saw that too. Ronnie Crawford, what's up, baseball boy?
It's just there's
plus 109. Yeah, Joe said it was about a coin flip.
No hole in one is plus 110.
Yeah, that's a bet. I got to bet that right now.
There we go.
Ron, what are you on? What did you bet today in baseball? Lakers and Grizz money line plus 750. NBA 2K League. What the fuck are you saying, Bit? Are you betting on video game basketball?
What? Yes. Yeah, he is betting on video game basketball.
Jesus Christ.
What's the odds on the Dodgers right now live?
Minus 250. I was trying to get a better price. I could have got it at 160. I could have got it at 160 when Philly had runners on first and second and one out. But then I was like, do I wait? Maybe they get a run in here and I can get a really good price. But now it's minus 250.
Is there rain in Philadelphia? I see everyone's leaving the stadium.
Well, right now it's fucking pouring by me. And the Yankee game is in a rain delay, they said. So
no, the Yankee game's just outright postponed.
Postponed outright? Like it won't be on today?
Yes.
Okay. So I guess we're getting bad weather all night then. It just started. The wind started kicking up and
oh yeah, I could see that
thunder.
wind blowing.
Yeah.
Oh, I could see this front coming in. Oh God, they're already coming off the field.
So
this will be a while.
So, like, do you think I should bet it? You think they're gonna play?
I would have bet it. The wind's blowing trash on the field. They got the tarp rolling out now.
Okay, I'm back.
That is a nasty looking clouds. I mean, it got dark quick.
What's up, Jimbo? Jimmy the Bag joins us. We finally got the Bag and Maxwell Smart on the same stream.
Yeah, I just finished
Max,
picking up
Max,
some dog shit.
Max has been bitching in my fucking DM for about a month and a half that we haven't got Jimmy in together because you're always at a fucking softball game.
Yeah, well, luckily for everyone, I'm not at a softball game tonight. I'm fucking here.
It took a broken nose to get you and the Bag together. I love it. What's up, Jimbo?
Not too much, guys. Thank you for having me. Sorry I'm showing up a little late, a little drunk, but you know what it is.
Yeah, it's all about getting
Nice.
drunk. What are you drinking tonight there, Jim?
I am drinking this Florida Cognac. It's the cheap shit's like the 4 or 5 year. This is like, it's not expensive shit, 7 year, but it goes up 10 year, 15 year, 20 year. This is what we drink in Costa Rica, man, the Florida Cognac. Your guy from your show, Robinson Yepes. Robinson Yepes, old par guy, but Robinson Yepes, the old par and the Florida Cognac, first drinks I had down in Costa Rica, and I keep hammering this Florida Cognac, man.
Are you on any action that has not started yet?
Yeah. And fuck, going back to these fucking unit sizes, I have $125 fucking unit size, and I have 2 games. So I have Arizona first 5. I like it, but I'm on the White Sox Royals first 5 under 6. And the reason why it's taken, so those are my last 2 plays. I'm also on the first 5 under in San Diego, Miami, which is looking great. And you got Most, our guy, low bagger. I'm figure he'd be on your show hanging out too. He's fucking pouring concrete all fucking day, 10 hours of pouring concrete. He comes home and he just wants action. He hasn't studied anything. And I put this bet out, right after my show. So he puts the rest of his cash in his account on it. I think it was like 271.50 or 277.50 or whatever. And that's his action for the night. So here's a guy, a low bagger who's like almost 2.5 times my unit size on the bet. But, he's worked his ass off all day, and I really wanted to fucking cash. And I'm scared because the wind's 14 miles out to straight center, humid, hot, 94. But these offenses are terrible. So,
well, let's get that home for you got Most.
It is.
What number did you get
right
on? What number did you guys get on the Arizona first 5 money line? I'm looking at minus 130 right now. Is that too late to jump on?
I got minus 127.
Yeah, good work.
I bet the run line at plus 100.
Oh, wow. Okay,
minus
great.
a half.
Well,
what did you get it at, Jim?
I got it at minus 127 because what Max is telling you is the pinnacle. Because our SBR odds was down on the early show, so I got the pinnacle. I just had pinnacle up as my only option in the morning show, so that was the pinnacle line. But when I bet it, of course, bet 365 fucked me, and I got minus 135.
Yo, I don't want to be a bearer of bad news, but Austin
right
Hedges just hit a 2-run home run.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay. So
For who?
It's a 3-run home run.
No, it was a 2-run home run. There was an RBI single before it.
What the fuck? When I first came on here, it was 0-0.
Yeah, that's why I said I didn't want to be the bearer.
It literally happened the last 30 seconds. So it was an RBI single, and then like the very first pitch of the next at-bat, the 2-run homer.
What can you guys get Cleveland right now with the bases loaded?
Can somebody tell me what team Austin Hedges plays?
San Diego. San Diego.
Oh, okay.
Minus 700.
Right now, I got minus 670 max. That's a big nut.
Fucking hell. It's the 3rd inning. Yeah. Fuck.
Minus what?
Yeah, there's no play I can make.
Yeah, Cleveland's got the bases loaded and no out, and they're hanging a minus 670 right now.
Oh shit! There's Robinson Yepes. There's my guy. Sorry, I didn't have the chat up like a clown.
What about over 9.5 plus 150 for this game? And the pregame was 8.5.
What game?
Detroit and Cleveland.
Oh, dope.
Why would you bet it when there hasn't even been any runs scored?
Because there's bases loaded with nobody out.
Yeah, but then
Ronnie
a strikeout on
Crawford,
double
19
play
in
and
one play. You
was over.
fuck.
So don't do it.
For
Okay.
some reason, I didn't know about that play, Ron. God damn it.
First off, can I give a shout out to some of these guys, man? Ron Crawford, Viper MB, Ron Lofton, Carlos Peroge, Cody AV, Avi Gold, Mr. Gokester, Ron Lofton, Coco Bongo, Gerardo Hernandez. And what a great fucking group you guys have here. Great group. Robinson Lopez saying, what was your line for the Miami game first five? Well, I got 4. So, I mean, but still, I don't like it. Mr. Fatfish says Jimmy is whispering right now. Hey, when I started whispering, I started just hammering winner after winner after winner. I don't know if that was correlated. But
I just got Arizona first 5 money line live at -120. So we will take it.
Yeah.
All right, that's the first play of the show.
There's not a lot of
So,
live betting opportunities.
how was the vacation?
Vacation.
What did you say?
There hasn't been
Yeah,
too many live betting opportunities yet.
They'll come. They'll come.
How was the vacay?
The vacay was, I hadn't been back to Toronto for a year, so I had like a ton of family shit to take care of, and like I only saw Max on the Friday night. That upset me. Like I needed more. I saw Al Mac was only there for a short time on the Friday. He was there. I got to see him on the Thursday night and have like late, like shut down the bar with him, which was good. But I had to do family stuff for most of the time, and that and we went out. I went out of town on for Monday night and Tuesday night, and at least I hit the Fort Erie horse track on Tuesday. I had a family barbecue on Sunday, but I went up to Woodbine and got like 4 or 5 races in before that. But I just didn't get enough time with I just needed more time with Max. And then when Max came to the Low Bag Summit of Champions, I was already so fucking drunk, that like I just I don't know what the fuck I was talking about. It was pretty much a blackout night for me.
I heard you and Goji hit the Chinese OTB strong.
Yeah, that was great. I love Gokester, man.
What is Chinese OTB?
Off-track betting.
Off-track betting.
Yeah.
It's like a simulcast place where instead of going to the track, you can bet on all the tracks on different televisions.
Oh, okay.
And it's so fucking grimy. It's so dirty. And, man, I wish we could have had more time there. But, again, I had to fucking take off and do family shit. But, God, I loved showing Gokes to the Chinatown off track. And we were there before. Like, we were there half an hour before the first races. So it was like – I was like, Gokes, if you could see this place at, like, 4 o'clock, it's a fucking mess.
So that was pretty cool.
What?
2-run home run for the Diamondbacks.
Go Diamondbacks.
Yeah.
Eduardo
started off strong.
We have a hit batter, and then Eduardo Escobar, very next batter, first pitch 2-run homer after Chavez hit the batter.
Can't hate on that shit. That's fucking how we start the fucking game.
Yeah.
I
expect nothing else
today because I didn't have the fucking advice of Ant before I made my bets. So.
Dude, I was working all day. And the worst part is like with I told you, we had like these system changes. So like I get back from my route and we have like an hour-long training meeting after we get done with the route. But the problem is it's over 100 degrees in Nebraska today, right? So I'm in that fucking truck. I'm fucking sweating my ass off. Everyone else who was running route today, they were driving trucks, sweating their fucking asses off. So now you got like 15, 20 guys sitting in this goddamn room for an hour-long training meeting after we got off route, and we're all fucking stink like ass. So, you have like this very uppity office conference room with like 3 dudes in like suit and ties leading this meeting with a bunch of other fucking schlubs like me fucking smelling like BO because we fucking all sweated through our damn shirts and shit. Fucking ridiculous. So that was not a fun way to end my day at work.
That's aggravating as fuck.
Yeah, like the last thing you want to do when you get back after running a 10-hour shift on a 100-degree day when you're in a hot box tin can of a truck all goddamn day is sit in a conference room for an hour listening to these fucking schlubs talk about some fucking computer bullshit.
Yeah, I don't care what jamopes have to say about fucking tech shit. That's why they're the fucking tech guys and fucking dudes that go out and get shit done.
I mean, but we got to use it, so we got to learn how to use it. But still, it's like
send me an email. Send me an email. With that
exactly. I'm like
really?
send me the email. You know,
it's like you take your job seriously enough that you'll read this shit and you'll fucking learn it because you don't want to be held liable if something bad happens. Like
it was like when I left my old job when I was in management, you know.
Yeah.
And we had like our weekly conference calls because I used to be in retail management. They're like, we'd have weekly conference calls, and literally half the time, everything in the conference call was just them covering what they sent you in an email that morning. It's like, oh, well, thank you for this hour-long conference call where you literally just read me the fucking PowerPoint you sent me because, you know, it's not like I didn't already read the fucking thing. It's like, Jesus Christ. And then people wonder why jobs make us want to fucking kill ourselves.
Yeah, when it's fucking remedial like that, it's fucking aggravating. Fuck.
Yeah, they're like, hey, you want to get a couple beers after work? No, I don't want to see you fucking people for at all. I am paid to be around you, and now it is 4:00. I'm no longer being paid to be around you. I am leaving. I do not want to get beers with you after work.
Look at Jimmy pour this rum. My God, he's a savage. He's a savage. Look at that bottle. It's like, leave some in me. Leave some in me. He's like, no.
Get that in you, Jim.
Drink that, bud. Oh yeah.
Oh man.
And you went right through my Curb Your Enthusiasm rant music. You just kept
I heard it.
going
I mean,
right
sometimes
through
you just gotta let it out, Jay. Sometimes you just gotta let it out.
Yeah, like Jimmy's got to let it out
Like,
right now.
I try to reel you.
Freddie, come on.
Oh man, I got to speaking of Gokster, like Gokster and I got a little bit of time at the off track, but Gokster rolled up because Gokster had to work on Friday. He rolled up at 9:30. Like it's a fucking blur. Whatever happened that night, man. I just needed more like salient time with these guys, is what I needed. You know. Yeah. So and the first low bag Summit of Champions we had at my favorite bar. It's got the hottest fucking servers, and then it's got an off track in the back. And that night there was a Michigan game on, and there was 100 freshmen from Michigan, and it was just fucking nuts. And then when we did this one, we picked a bar that was fucking empty, and it was just like we could take it over, but still it just wasn't lively enough. I need to find a better spot. The place that my bar is now shut down, and
we did have Taylor Stevens there and her voluptuous chest.
Yeah, Taylor's dope, man, and but just like even like Sonny, like I have very little recollection of talking to Sonny.
Yeah, he was kind of depressed. It seems like.
But I need more time with everybody, man.
If you want to see something interesting, you fucking listen to Taylor Stevens talk to a fucking Miami Dolphin fan, a Buffalo Bill fan, or a New York Jet fan. It is fucking hilarious. The woman will just fucking make you fucking go into a corner, fucking jerk off onto the wall, and then fucking cry yourself to sleep.
Yeah, I dig her, man. I respect her game. You know, I think that she's her story of how she's come up is I fucking dig it. You know, I respect it.
Yeah, I enjoy it because I had to practice looking at a woman's eyes instead of her bosom, and I did very well doing so.
Yeah, no, she's got big titties, man. Big old titties.
I'm not even a big titty guy. That's not my thing, you know. I'm all about the peach slice, you know. that baked potato, you know, with the slice in the middle.
I can officially say I've heard a new synonym for a vagina.
Peach slice.
A peach slice. All right.
I wouldn't go as far as saying maybe like a
There we
peach in a
go. There we go,
can.
baby. Got
Oh,
another one in.
there we go. Like
3-0
that.
D-backs.
Like that. I wish I bet
I'm
this game on
monitoring
Bet365 though. Fuck. I bet on
Chris Tate. I'm looking at the WNBA game, buddy. Looks like we should have hopped on Seattle first half again, but I'm watching the game.
You watching it?
I don't see
TFC.
anything worth it yet.
Nice.
I don't see anything worth betting yet. They're up 17-6 on the road.
TFC just scored a goal against New York Red Bulls. Fuck you, Red Bulls.
Our
Fucking mouth on your fucking mother's fucking vagina.
your mother's peach slice. What's going on with
Peach slice.
what's is that a WNBA game trending over or under right now?
Right now they're at 153.5. Pre-game close, I think, was 147.
Yeah, 147. Yeah.
Are you on it?
No, you know what? Without having
4-0. 5-0. Wow, they are butt fucking Chavez right now.
Wow, this is fucking beautiful.
The Rangers
In-game
get Chavez
total
out of
is-
the game.
Is
This is
16
beautiful.
right now.
Holy shit.
it feels fucking good, man.
Are they pulling them already? Looks like I see somebody walking out to the mound.
Oh man, I'm just rolling. I'm 56-31 since June 27th.
I was going to say that a
Nice.
month ago you were on this show. You were down about 20 plus units, and I heard you say today that you might finish this night up units on the year. So that's an awesome July, man.
Well, what it is you just started hanging out with us a little bit more there, Jimmy.
Hey, you know what? It helps. There's no doubt about that. Like, no, for real.
You know what else helps? Chavez
fives?
fucking shit in the bed, and they're leaving him in. They're leaving him in.
It was all first five. So
Yeah. That's what I was just going to say.
Yeah.
Once you went to the first fives, you're just taking all the bullpen blowups out of the game,
yeah.
and it makes it a.
Yeah, I only bet on the first. I like betting full games when I'm fading a bullpen. That's when I think there's value in taking full games. But Matt got me on this, and I've been hitting this strategy really hard with him, is taking the first 5 run lines when you have the better pitcher and the better lineup. Because if you could get the better pitcher and the better lineup on the first 5 run line below -130, that should just be an auto bet. And I know he's been hitting that a lot this year, and he's up like, I don't know, 40, 50 units, something crazy.
60
And-
something.
Oh, I mean, well,
or something. Yeah.
whoops, I shortchanged him at 50, didn't I? you
That's
know,
why I
and you know, I've moved into about the 40 unit range on the year. Like, I'm having a better year this year than I was last year, and last year was my breakout season. So, yeah, I mean, it's been a really good strategy. It's been working for me, and we've been talking, you know, pretty much almost every day on some of the games we like, and I message him and he goes, "Oh, I'm already on that," and he messages me and I'm like, "Oh, I'm already on that." So it's like we're on the same wavelength on a lot of these games. I don't think we've been on the opposite side of but maybe 5 games all year.
Yeah.
So congratulations on the July, Jim.
Yeah. It's
Yep.
it's been good.
Crushing it, Jimmy. Crushing it.
Yeah, it was you know, just for I mean, the wallet is so important, but I don't know how I could have done this job had I just failed again like I did last year. I mean, you can't just fucking suck and you know, have people watch you. I mean, it's one thing being entertaining, but it's another thing if you just are just handing out losers after losers. And you know, Pete was so incredible about talking about how even if you're, you know, if people are choosing to fade you, that you still have value or whatever. But still, like, just for your mental health, like, it's been good. It's been consistent and good. And yeah, I fucking
Don't be scared of the favorites.
Yeah, no, I feel you, but I haven't been chasing and I haven't been you know, making plays just to make them. And in fact, I'm gonna, you know, if I get to double digit up units, I'm gonna just add just $25 to the unit, get it up to 150 at least, you know, and finish.
Actually, Jimmy, this is what I think you need to do for baseball. Just go to $1,000 units, So that way you're positive on the season by the end of the week.
Yeah, I want $1,000 units for NHL, and that's what I don't know if I can make it happen this year, but that's what I would like to do. I would like to have a show like if we were a group, like if the thing is that I would have to do it during the day so people could make these bets. But and I think I've talked about it on the show. I'd like to have the tickets in front of me. I'd like the place that I'm making the bets to pay me to be there. You know, it doesn't even need to be that much, or at least build a fucking studio, do something for me, and I'll say their name over and fucking over again. I'll have their tickets in front of me. And then, wow, look at Twatty. I've given 11 underdogs out of 550 picks. Wow. Wow, that's crazy, Twatty.
Yeah, I play more underdogs than he does, but the common misconception with baseball bettors is the values on the underdogs, and you shouldn't bet favorites because the juice will eat you up. And what's going wrong is they just see some random minus 250 favorite that loses, but there's tons of value on plenty of favorites. Like the problem is like they're just betting every favorite, but they're betting them on the run line thinking they're getting more value when they're not, because the run line and the money line, I mean, I've been over this a million times, it's the same ROI over the long term. So they're like, well, I'll just bet all these favorites on run lines because then I'll just cut down the juice and then I'll be a winner. Well, no, you got to pick out the favorites that are still short. You know, you can't just pick a random minus 200. You got to find the minus 200 that should be minus 250. That's why you need to have some kind of concept of line creation. You know, if you can't create or at least accurately estimate what the line should be, I mean, then you're just throwing darts blindly. And they finally got Chavez out of the game after he's given up 6 runs. Didn't even make it out of the first. Come on, D-backs, let's go.
Too easy, man. Too fucking easy, that bet.
Isn't it nice when you have like a first 5 and the side you pick just puts up a 6th spot in the first inning? Oh. No sweat needed.
Oh, it's nice. Okay, Twatty's in the chat. And I'd like to go over exactly the stats that you look at to decide whether a pitcher is going to regress. And so I just want to just to make sure that I'm on the same page, because what's been working is figuring out who's going to fucking regress and destroying it. And you can do that from an eye test, or you can do that with,
I don't do it with eye tests. I just look at the numbers.
And so how do you do it? You do it with, you're going to take Sierra?
Multiple things. Yeah. So I look at FIP and Sierra. I do not account for XFIP because I think that's a useless stat because of how they calculate XFIP. But I look at FIP and Sierra versus their ERA. I'll look. Go ahead.
Right? Sorry. So
it's not that. Oh, there's more.
But I mean, you could use just Sierra, XFIP, and ERA, right?
Not necessarily. But there's more to it. But it's like I'll look at those two, or I'll look at the FIP and the Sierra to see, okay, well, where's their Sierra, where's their FIP at versus their ERA. But then I also look at their BABIP and their left on base percentage, because the league average BABIP is between like 290 and 311. So if the pitcher has a BABIP in like the 220s, because you'll find a lot of pitchers have a really good year, they have BABIPs in like the 220s, but you're looking at a hard contact well over 36%. They're getting a lot of batted ball luck as well, and BABIP has no stabilization point, so you can have wild swings in it. So if it's very, very, very low, you can expect that to regress back up towards the mean. And then another one that I've been looking at a lot this year versus the previous years was the pitchers' WOBA against versus their ex-WOBA against. So you can look that line up on Baseball Savant. You can look at the pitchers' WOBA against versus their ex-WOBA against. So if they have a much higher X WOBA against them versus their actual WOBA, that's a huge indicator that, you know, they're getting lucky. So if I see, oh my God, this pitcher has a high X WOBA versus their WOBA against them, and they have a very low BABIP, and, you know, their Sierra's higher, et cetera, I can see that there's, you know, that they're going to start getting blown up there too.
So I'm gonna have to watch this back tomorrow, but I understand like the BABIP. I mean, that's simple. But do you think that the Sierra, if you take the average of the Sierra and the XFIP and mix it with the ERA, that you're simplifying things too much?
Yes, you are simplifying it too much. And Bookie Lover makes a good point. It's actually one of the reasons why I do not use XFIP anymore. I only use FIP. So the difference between FIP and XFIP is FIP is fielding independent pitching, and it uses the pitcher's actual home run to fly ball ratio in its calculation. XFIP is the exact same thing as FIP, with the exception that it uses a league average home run to fly ball ratio in its calculation instead of the pitcher's actual home run to fly ball ratio. So the reason why I just completely discount XFIP is because, you know, the old school sabermetrics guys was like, well, everything comes back to the mean. That's why you want to use XFIP, because, you know, all those fly balls are luck. But go look at Jake Odorizzi. The guy's not lucky to have had a home run to fly ball ratio at 10% or lower every fucking year he's been in the league. I mean, he's held a high XFIP versus ERA every single year simply because of his home run to fly ball ratio is so low. Some guys just don't give up hard contact on fly balls. That's how they pitch. And XFIP isn't able to account for that sometimes when guys don't give up a lot of hard contact on their fly balls. So that's why I just completely discount XFIP in my handicapping, and I just use FIP and Sierra because I think they're a lot more they're a much better calculation.
Man, let's keep talking about this. Big guy.
Oh, I got a question about Sierra. Sierra is it's from the big guy Bubba. Sierra is skill interactive ERA. So it's kind of like FIP, except it goes into it's hard to actually explain the whole. I don't have the whole formula in my head exactly, but it's a more advanced version of the FIP. So Sierra's probably the best of the true ERA calculations versus, you know, FIP and XFIP. But it accounts for batted ball luck. It accounts for strikeout percentage, strand rates, things like that, and it calculates all that into what the pitcher's actual ERA should be versus what their real ERA is. So you can kind of look at Sierra as basically the holy grail of true ERA indicators.
Oh, this is great stuff, man. Important, very important, because as soon as I focused on what is the single matchup that I have an advantage on, not everything, not all encompassing, just the one fucking matchup. So with the Diamondbacks game against the Rangers, there was just one very, very simple advantage, and that was just Chavez versus Ray. And even though the Rangers individual guys like Fedorovich, who's in the lineup, like guys like that have good numbers against Ray, we know that the Rangers as a total have bad numbers against lefties. And so we know that Chavez is a fucking joke. I mean, he was up in Toronto. I mean, he's a fucking journeyman nobody. And it was simple that was the best advantage. Now, should I have doubled up or tripled up or whatever? That's what I've stopped doing that. And I think that's probably helping lower down the volatility.
Yo, you're 1 out away.
I know I'm watching, man. I'm trying not to fucking watch it, but
I'm watching it for you.
Thank you. To be honest with you guys now, like the importance of the $125 units or whatever, but if I can get you got Moss to get the same amount of pay close to that he got working 10 hours fucking laying concrete.
Is it on the Thunder, the San Diego one?
No, it's on the Royals White Sox one.
Oh, okay.
That would mean more. That would mean I would be fine losing every game I bet and hitting that game.
Well, you're not
I
really
say
never
that
getting
every
bet,
night,
Jimmy,
Jim.
because you got the Padres one home.
I
Oh,
literally say that every
cash
show.
out, motherfucker! How's that cock soup down tasting, bookie? Ha ha!
I mean,
There you go, Jim.
it's coming together, and with the amount of study I put in, like already I've done more study in the NFL season, pre-study before the year starts, by so far than any year ever in my life. I expect, last year was up like what I guess like 12 units at the end of the year, and that's losing 9 units in week 17 like a fucking schmuck. I expect to, I would like, and the problem is that the importance, just because I have an actual job now, is gone. But if I'm not up, let's say 15 grand from July through the end of December, I'll be surprised. Why wouldn't I be? The guys I'm working with, the amount of time I'm putting into it, not reaching for things, not needing to reach for things.
Yeah. I think one of the most important things too, like when you're betting, especially with hockey and baseball, since they're like daily sports, is you guys got to start hitting those overnight lines too. Because sometimes I don't even need to handicap a game. I could just look at the teams and the starting pitching matchups, and I'm like, oh, this line's moving 30 cents, and I'll just grab the number now to make sure that I get that CLV because I know the line's going to fucking move. So betting like the overnights and avoiding betting the worst of the number is probably one of the most important things in baseball betting, even more so than actually being able to handicap a game. Because sometimes by the time you broke down the game, the line's already moved out of range.
There's no doubt about it, but I get paid to have content for a show. And I know it takes away from my baseball. I mean, we talk about like Jin Rummy, and I have enormous respect for Jin Rummy, and I think he's been an enormous asset to my capping. But I can't do. What's more important right now is that I have the content, each game capped with things to say about them. It's making more money than gambling, and so it takes, like, I can't. My first show is at 9 a.m. out here, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. If I was in Toronto, I could do it. But out here with the 9 a.m., like I'm up, I'm working, like I'm working by 5 a.m. and I have to go to sleep fucking early, and I'm exhausted after fucking shooting all day, and I can't do it, and that's why I'll never be the type of excel capping baseball like you guys, because I just can't hit the overnight lines and be up at 4:45 in the morning.
Oh, it's so stressful.
So I got some questions in the chat. I got some questions in the chat about lineups. Yeah, lineups are important, but one thing we need to understand is they're usually the same. I mean, the lineups they're going to send out against a lefty is, 9 times out of 10 going to be the same guys versus the lineups they send out there versus a righty. I mean, other than, are we waiting to see if like some big star player is going to get pulled from a lineup or not? I mean, there's not a ton of, mixing and matching with the lineups that you might necessarily think. So it's like 8 times out of 10, the lineups are going to be the same. And also, if, I put a bet in, I can get sometimes I buy back. If it does turn out that, like say Mike Trout, for example, is a super late scratch and I had a bet on like an Angels team total over or something like that, I might buy out of that bet by getting a plus number on the team total under or something. But generally speaking, I'll look at the lineups, I'll look at the teams, batting stats versus righties and lefties and things like that. But day to day, the lineups are, not that drastically different.
I have no, like, we have Russell Gordy in the chat, and these like strong voices, I know that they can rub people the wrong way, but I like it. As many strong voices as we can have that are still, there's a thing I always felt like when I was younger was that I find ignorant people funny, and
Yeah.
I do. I find them funny. I find arrogant people funny. Find them really funny. But
Is that why you find me
and
hilarious?
ignorant and arrogant people, when you combine that, it's fucking horrible. It's a
Oh,
horrible,
God.
horrible, horrible shit. But if you can just and so I, and I'm not talking about Russell Gordy in this stuff. I'm just thinking about back, when I was doing stand up. But from a Russell Gordy factory, I think he cares too much about like when Mike Trout is out of the lineup yesterday, because I didn't care that Trout was going to be out of the lineup. The Angels, for instance, with Trout, they have too many first basemen and DHs anyways. If Trout, I know we're talking about a center fielder, but they have a glut of power hitters anyways, and Trout was going to be DHing anyways, and who cares? You get Upton instead of Trout. I mean, I think that the importance of the single player, we know, especially in team sports, and I know baseball is sort of a team sport. It's a lot of individuals, but that in team sports, when you lose your best player, you come fucking together. It's a great bet in basketball when you're betting on a team that doesn't have their star in the lineup, because you get better number, and then they step up for each other,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, one guy, like you said, one guy out of the lineup, it does, especially a guy like Trout, though, I mean, it does mean something to the line, but it's not the difference between minus 200 and minus 150, So that's also another secret when it comes to starting pitchers is, when people do break down these baseball games, they just break it down as if it's one starting pitcher versus the other. And a little secret I found out over the years when betting baseball is 65 to 70% of the starting pitchers are fine. The only starting pitcher who, like, oh gosh, this guy's on the mound, we really have to take them because, they're really going to win, are those A starting pitchers. There's maybe like 20% of the starting pitchers which would be your number one starters. Or, on the reverse, maybe 20% of the starting pitchers are just really bad and you just got to fade them all the time. But that means like 60 to 80% of the starters are all, they're going to hang somewhere between a 380 and 450 ERA. I mean, generally speaking, the difference between, I'm seeing two guys right now, Paddock in one game and Robbie Ray in another. If the D-backs and Padres played each other, the difference in the line between Paddock and Robbie Ray, I mean, it's maybe like 10 cents. I mean, you got to take everything together, I mean, yeah. Robbie Ray's pretty good. Paddock's pretty good. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, people just think, I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm just saying sometimes people put so much emphasis on the starting pitcher that it's just weird to me that it's like, there's lineups and bullpens and other stuff, and that starting pitcher isn't necessarily that much better than the other guy. I mean, the other guy can pitch good too. I mean, I don't know.
Jay, have you had Ron Crawford on the show live?
No, I haven't, not yet.
I'd love to have him break down his spreadsheets and how he does it. Max,
I'm not against it though, because he kills baseball.
He destroys it. Max, how do you run basketball? I mean, I know that you just study these teams and there's 350 of them. But how do you compare baseball to how you do basketball? Max gone? Max fucked off? I see the bud right there and those creepy fucking dry, chapped hands.
Oh my God! Thank you for telling him. I've been telling him that ever since he came on this show. I'm like, dude, like, get a different photo because I can't stand the lack of lotion.
Those fucking ashy hands, though.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine trying to jerk off with hands like that? Fuck.
No,
I'm never gonna imagine it.
You scratch the shit out of your dick with your fucking fingers. It's terrible.
I would like to never imagine that.
No, I'm not going to start now. Yeah.
Yeah, I sure hope Max uses lotion.
Oh God, what happened to us? We were just having great conversation.
Sorry.
That's the power of AMP, bro.
What? What did I do?
That's the power.
BidXN, he was making a clay pot. Twitty says if Max isn't on, I'll come on, Jay. Nice, Twitty. BidXN met us for the low bag Summit of Champions. It was a treat.
Paddock's throwing a perfect game right now.
Come on, really? Really?
Yeah.
I loved getting to connect with BitXN, man. Loved it, man. Real capper, that guy. You know,
Max is still on. He's just away from his chair. As soon as Max gets off, I'll send you an invite, Twatty.
Yeah, fuck. I just Max strolls up, man. The way Max strolled up to that fucking bar, I was like, dude, this guy is fucking magic. Like he's fucking magic. Like if Max was in your everyday life, your life would be better. You know? And
I told him that the best part about him getting hit in the face with that softball and breaking that nose is he's on the show every day for the next week or so because he can't play softball. Yeah, the kid is just he really is straight magic.
I thought the best part was that he turns his camera off so we don't have to see his face. Oh,
well, yeah, I saw his face. It's not that bad.
It's not that bad. Why isn't he on? No. It'd be hilarious to see him with his broken nose.
Oh, with the black eyes, the two black eyes.
The guy's not thinking about the laughs, man. Mr. Fatfist says, "How many days are you in Miami?" I'm in for the whole week, the Sunday to Sunday, 18th to 25th. God, I can't fucking wait, man. I can't wait, but I wish we had more time to put this shit together. And well, you know, we'll see.
What's the live money line on the Diamondbacks right now?
I don't have
it's $5,000.
Do you see
that's reasonable.
Do you see the Twins money line to win the division? It's been a fucking joke. Like it's been like I can't understand why they're such enormous favorites. Like it just I understand that the Indians have a tough schedule in August and the Twins have a weak schedule in August, but if you look down that roster, and I know the Indians need Kluber to come back, but the value on the Indians is ridiculous.
I took them at like 6.5 to 1, 7 to 1, I think.
They were plus 600 this morning. Plus 600 this morning, 5 games back in July 17th? Oh man. I mean so Jay, we'll wait for Max to get back.
Yeah, what's up?
Oh, there he is. Maxie.
Yeah, what's going on?
Max, you know what? I want to see the black eyes and the broken nose, man.
Oh my God! Do you really have to see this?
I mean, don't you think it's? I mean, see, Max, we want ratings.
All right, but okay. I'm not gonna leave it on forever. Hold on.
Okay, we want laughs, we want ratings, we want good times, man.
Yeah, but it doesn't come on the face. It's not good times. I gotta fucking have surgery. Gotta get fucking all anesthesia up. I could get sexually harassed.
You're gonna get sexually harassed.
When someone goes under anesthesia, they could be sexually harassed. Some nurse could come over and be like, I'm going to jerk this guy off. And I would never be able to thank her. That's wrong.
Him. There's going to be many nurses that are going to want to jerk you off. Let's see.
Yeah, that's okay. All right, let's do this. All right.
Here we go. We want fucking ratings. Watch our numbers fucking jump, man. There. What? You look great.
I told you.
You look great.
Busted, bro. I got busted.
Come on,
He said you look great.
Buddy, my nose is fucking like diagonal.
You look like Max Scherzer.
Yeah, but I don't get paid like him. I don't have $200 million, so no, I'm not Max Scherzer. I'm busted, bro. Like,
dude,
look at
money in the fucking.
How did you break your nose again? I didn't hear that story.
Some fucking dick mouth that I was fucking playing against couldn't fucking throw to second base, so he decided to fucking throw it in my fucking face while I was going from first to second. He had no play. I don't even know why he threw it with any velocity, but it hit me right in the face. Fucking piece of shit.
Oh, Max, you're fucking magic, dude. We don't want to see. We need to see your face, not a hand with a little bud in it, man.
Yeah, I know, but marijuana is what I represent when I'm not representing strippers, chicken tenders, and fucking the work of organic honeybees.
No, I know. Those are just regular.
You represent. Yeah, you represent chicken tenders in a way that I don't think I've ever seen anybody represent anything in their whole life.
You must love Raising Cane's.
You know what? It's just a simple fact. Like, people talk about McDonald's fries all the times. I'm like, listen, motherfuckers, you
They're
obviously been
gross.
sheltered. You obviously don't know what fucking real fries taste like, because otherwise you like steak cut. Secondly, when those fucking chicken tenders get breaded in the morning by those fucking Southeast Asian people, it's fucking God's work, okay? God's
we were 2 feet shy of a grand slam home run in the Arizona game.
Oh man, call it a fucking day if you like steak cut. That was a great fucking line, Maxie. Shit, Maxie, talk to us about. We've been dropping our moves with baseball, but how do you like if you were to give like a like a fucking TED talk about college basketball? How would it open up? Like how are you doing? What are you doing this off season? What are the
God, TED talk.
I would tell them pretty much do your homework, learn the teams, follow the transfers, follow the coaching changes, and start to frickin' use the advanced metrics to frickin' develop to decide where you see value, where you see players that are going to develop, where you see team growth happening. There's all different types of stats and stuff that I look at that happen in a college basketball preparatory season. But I would just say that it's about watching a lot of game, a lot of film from the season before. And I would say that it's about not fucking getting served cock soup, because that's the worst thing that you could do in college basketball. No, I don't know. College basketball is a beautiful sport. That's why I like it.
Is it safe to say now, after this 3-run home run by the D-backs, that they are doing a deliverance scene on the Rangers?
I just wish I bet on Bet365. Then I'd be
and not only was that a 3-run home run, I think that might have been like a 440-foot bomb. That was straightaway sitter, no doubt about it.
Is Kevin Cron related to CJ Cron?
I'm not sure.
Oh, fuck! I gotta hit that fucking under for You Got Mossed. As soon as I saw the tweet that he was tailing that bet, I was like, man, I'm on D-backs first 5 and San Diego Miami under. But you know, when you've worked all day and you're tired, he just saw the tweet and put all his money on it.
Oh. That piece of shit Fernando Tatis Jr. just threw the ball away for an error to ruin the perfect game.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so now it's just a no-hitter.
Yeah, Fernando Tatis Jr., what a piece of shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, he just turned a double play now to erase the runner. But
if I ran the Padres, I would not have signed Machado because I have that piece of shit. I think that piece of shit played Machado, man. I don't know why they fucking signed Machado when they got.
Because they're greedy, man. Because Fernando Tatis Jr. is a good young piece. Machado is also a great piece. They got Hosmer. The Padres will be good in a couple of years.
No, man, no. The Padres have no fucking heart, man.
I don't know.
Leadership. The Padres are going to be underachievers for 10 years.
Ooh, you're going to make our buddy Chris mad.
Which Chris?
Chris Edge.
Oh man, is Chris Edge come on the show ever? I haven't seen that guy since.
He's part of the Sports Keg, but apparently he's in the fucking Gabe Morency fucking live show right now.
Okay.
So,
man,
apparently he forgot that he's part of the Sports Keg, but someone will have to remind him.
What's the Gabe Morency live chat?
The
Fantasy Sports Network loved our live show so much that they decided to copy it.
But they didn't want to put on cappers that are up over 200 plus units in 6 months.
Okay.
Like you and fucking Jay. So
a question about the Dodgers game. It's going to be in rain delay for a while. That Dodgers game.
I hope that they fucking cancel.
Robinson Yepes says Tatis Jr. bangs all kinds of chicks. I mean, there's a lot of good-looking people down there in San Diego, so I'm pretty sure he is not starved for desirable sexual partners.
Oh man, I've never heard anything sound less sexy in my life than you explaining that, Ant. That was horrible.
What? I mean, I was trying to keep it clean.
Desirable
and it's 12-0 now.
Man? Oh
what?
God. Jesus Christ. They're going to keep me from ejaculating for like 24 hours.
Nothing can stop me ejaculating for 24 hours. Nothing.
Man.
If I turn this camera off right now, I'll do it.
Well, I haven't had to flirt for 10 years, so I don't know how that's done anymore.
Oh man, that sounds soft. You know, sounds soft. Let's talk about Jay, NFC South. Is there a more exciting division in football?
It's not going to be exciting when fucking Julio Jones forces a trade out of Atlanta and Matt Ryan tears his ACL.
Come on, Max. Is this the future?
Yo, I'm fucking predicting it right now. Alabama can do better than Georgia. Okay? Okay?
I got
Why does the fucking great
question.
Alabama wide receiver have to be in there?
Who's sexier, Fernando Tatis Jr. or Jan Moncada? The answer is neither. It is Javier Baez.
What was the question? I missed it. Who's
sexier, Fernando Tatis Jr.
Come on,
or Jan Moncada? And the answer
what
is
the fuck are we talking about right now?
It's a question in the chat for me, and I'm answering it.
Oh God!
Excuse
you gotta just drive right by that comment, bro. You got to avoid that one like the fucking plague.
I just want to cut myself every time man starts talking sexual.
Holy shit.
Oh God.
I just hit myself in the nose by accident. Thanks.
I mean,
okay, NFC South. Max is not going to fuck up these Atlanta Falcons because I think they take the division. I think that the difficulty of the Saints' first 4 games are enormous. That if you take the Falcons right now to win the division at plus 375 and hedge when the Saints go 2-2 if they're lucky, if they're fucking lucky.
You
have to expect the Saints to regress this year, right?
No, I do not have to expect them to regress this year.
Jay, what's your opinion on this?
Alvin Kamara. Okay, just because he went to the University of Tennessee doesn't mean that he can't handle a full NFL workload.
He could be the best offensive player in football.
Yeah, well,
I agree.
I agree. That's the truth right there.
He could be the best offensive player in football, but I think the Falcons a year and a half ago probably had the most talented roster in the league, 1-52. I mean, I think that the Falcons could have a comeback year. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that they challenge for the South this year.
Dan Quinn's a great coach. I'll give him all the props that he deserves. He's a great.
How can you be a great coach when you give up a 25-point lead with like 17 minutes left in the game?
Because he was a fucking assistant coach before he was a head coach in Seattle, and he was great then.
He was spectacular.
Spectacular.
Where they fucked up was they should have gave their offensive coordinator the gig before he went to San Fran.
Bottom line is, this is a team that I have respect for. I just think that this Saints team, they're on a fucking mission when it's like Virginia losing to a 16 seed. The Saints got fucked. They're coming back with a fucking vengeance this year. They go 3-1 those first 4 games.
Okay, well, let's talk about these first 4 games, okay? Week 1 in Houston.
That's a tough game.
Week 1 in Houston. Let's start there. Let me get the line out right now if you want to bet it. Let's get the line out right now. Week 1 in Houston. And they are, here we go. They are, oh, fuck is it? Where are these fucking Saints? Sorry, I've drank a lot in a very short period of time. Here we go. Whoa.
No shame in that, Jimmy.
I have the Saints at home here. Why does it say the Saints?
Yeah, because they are at home.
In week 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're at home. They host. They're the Sunday night game, I think. On or no, they're the early Monday night game. The first week of the season. Saints at home against Texas. And then it's Raiders Broncos as the late Monday night game, first game of the year.
Let me go to NFL.com instead.
What are they? Fucking 3.5 point underdog?
7-point favorites.
Oh, 7-point favorites now. Okay.
Which makes sense. They're home. That makes sense.
Okay, so we have Texans at Saints. Saints 7-point favorites. Okay.
I think you got it over 52.5. Looks pretty good on its face.
All right, then let's move to week fucking 2. Actually, let's just pull up their schedule here at NFL.com.
Well, what do you think of the Saints? Because I got the Saints at reduced juice on that -7. It's at even money.
Oh God, I'm going to be all over the Texans week 1. Actually, maybe I need more time to think about it, but that's a big spread for week 1. We watch year after year the Saints, just like the Patriots, use the first 3 or 4 games like it's fucking still exhibition season.
That's true. They've probably gone 2-2 through the first 4 games of the year more times than not in the last decade. I agree completely. They are notorious slow starters.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that they're going to lose at home to the Texans with Deshaun Watson.
They don't have to lose. They just have to cover the 7. That's what Jimmy's saying.
And Twatty's saying Bill O'Brien bad at coaching football. He's absolutely right. Okay, let's go to week 2. Saints at Rams.
That's a tough game because I expect them both to regress this year, Jim.
I think Jared Goff's going to have huge regression this year.
I mean, is it really going on a limb saying the Rams are going to regress when they're 14-2 last year and made the Super Bowl? I mean, 12-4 is regression.
I know that's a good point. Okay,
I think there's going to be a quarterback regression.
Week 3, Saints at Seahawks.
Do we have a line? We don't have a line for that, though.
We don't have a line for that.
I would think the Saints are a small favorite.
And I think the Saints
2.5.
I think the Saints could easily lose that game.
I don't think so.
I agree.
Seattle's still a defunct offense.
But look, Max, if you want to make money off the Saints, you want them to be 1-2 after those first 3 games, and then you take them to win the division.
Right.
You want, and that's why I'm taking the Falcons at plus 375 to win the division. That's at bet 365. And then if I'm going to be cheering against the Saints heavy so that I can fucking hedge that shit. And I don't make these bets ever, which division wins the Super Bowl. But NFC South at plus 550, I like that so much.
I think that the Saints, those first 4 games, they could lose. They could theoretically lose every one of those games.
The Saints could be 0-4.
They could lose to the Texans. They could lose to the Rams. They could lose to Seattle in Seattle. And they could lose to the Cowboys. They lost to the Cowboys at home last year, didn't they? Or were the Cowboys home that game?
I think the Cowboys were the home team in that game.
They might. Yeah, you're right. They might have been the home team. I would say that they're favored in 3 out of 4 of those games. My guess is the Rams are a really small favorite at home in week 2.
I think that they beat the Rams. I think that they beat.
Well,
the Seahawks.
I just have a question because I'm just looking at the week 1 lines. If you guys like the Falcons, does that mean we like the Falcons plus 4 at Minnesota?
Yeah.
It's funny when you talk about the Vikings. I find when you talk about the Vikings with guys from Minnesota, or people around there, they drink the juice. And when you talk about the Vikings with people from California or from fucking New York,
sold? Are you sold right now on Minnesota with Cousins? I'm not.
Not at all.
I'm not. Atlanta could easily cover that game.
I think it's funny you say, like, with people around Minnesota, they drink the juice because I'm like, yeah, I remember a big Minnesota Vikings fan last year who was drinking the juice and had, like, max bets on them, like, every other fucking week. Yeah.
I think, who are you talking about, Teddy?
Yeah, he just came right out the gate. Max bet Vikings, the best team ever.
Listen, I would give the edge probably to Minnesota at home, but would it be a major upset to see Atlanta go there and beat them? No, not at all.
Listen to this, okay? Atlanta's first 11 games are inside.
Well, they have 10 games inside automatically every year.
But their first 11 games are inside. Atlanta's going to be way fucking ahead in that division, even if they lose that week 1. Let me go to Atlanta's fucking I'm gonna hammer as soon as I get a better read on the rehab of their defense, because their whole fucking defense, all their stars are, in rehab right now. As soon as I get a better read, I'm gonna fucking hammer the Falcons. Falcons. I'm gonna fucking hammer them.
Hey Jay, do you ever just? I didn't see you do it at all last year with your plays you gave out, but do you ever just take money lines in the NFL?
No, it's not like no, not really. Actually, the lines I gave out last year were either derivatives or spread bets or totals. I would give out like an occasional 6.2 team teaser, but I mean, no, I don't really bet the money line that often in NFL. I don't know why.
Because maybe I know you do it like year. Constantly. I mean, I know that's basically what you do.
Everything's a money line bet. Yeah, you're right. Everything's a money line bet in basketball. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to take a look at that.
I'm taking a look. I
think my
Tigers
favorite
plus 350 right now. The Tigers plus 350.
At a quick glance, my favorite week 1 total is probably over 47.5 in the Chargers Colts game.
Oh, that's a great bet.
Yeah,
that's going to shoot up.
Yeah, that's going to shoot up. And the Colts opened plus 3.5, and I missed it. I would have taken them plus 3.5 against the Chargers.
I still feel very uncomfortable, and I stopped myself after those. I made 2 $400 bets, and I stopped myself. I feel very uncomfortable making too many bets 2 months before the season starts.
Yeah, I haven't bet anything, Jim, to be honest with you. Anything for the NFL this year other than futures. But I might bet that over 47.5 early, because my guess is that's got to be like 50 by the time week 1 starts. I don't know what they're thinking setting that line. Yeah, both those defenses are improved. I agree. But both those offenses are fucking legit. Both of those quarterbacks could put up 30 without blinking.
Look at this Falcons start. So they have very tough teams. And I think that's the best thing for them. If their defense is rehabbed and healthy, which all reports right now are really good. Also, you have who Max and I believe is a great coach in Dan Quinn, who used a makeshift defense. And I know they were terrible, but those are going to be the backups this year when the starters are back. And they're going to have had the experience. So we start with the Vikings, Eagles, and Colts. Extremely difficult 3 games. Let's start with at the Vikings, at home to the Eagles, who I think are going to be so good. At the Colts, maybe I should wait on betting the Falcons to win the division. Are those because as soon as they get through there, it gets fucking easy.
After we talked about the NFC East a couple of weeks ago, I took a closer look at the Eagles and the Cowboys. And I think you're right, man. I think it's the Eagles' division to lose. You sold me.
Not only that, but you should have an Eagles to win the conference and Eagles to win the Super Bowl ticket in your pocket.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of value, yeah, I would agree. Yeah.
I'm going to have them.
But I mean, shouldn't we all bet against the Eagles just for the sheer joy of it? Because is there anything more insufferable than Philly fans?
So hold on, guys. You're saying that Daniel Jones is not going to dethrone Eli Manning and then lead the Giants to the playoffs?
You know what?
The Giants are such a shit show. I don't know what the fuck they're doing.
But Maxie, we lost Max's. Come on, man. Where are those? What the fuck, Max?
Because I want to see
where are those black eyes. Jimmy was going to say, where are those black eyes?
Max, get that fucking butt back in the fucking shot.
Oh my god! Okay.
I love it.
I'll fucking bounce. I'll fucking bounce here.
All right. Turn it on the light.
The fucking Giants. The Giants have such an easy schedule. Everybody Giants going to be a dumpster fire. Giants are going to be so bad. Let's go to the Giants schedule.
Jim, the Giants are going to be bad, bro.
It doesn't matter.
The Giants will be worse.
Look at this schedule. I'm going to pull this out. Look at this fucking schedule. It's so easy that they could get there over. So they lose to the Cowboys. Let's say they lose to the Bills. Okay? Then the Buccaneers is a winnable game. Let's say they lose that. That's fine. Let's say they're 0-3. And they could beat the Bills at home. But I don't think they will. So
I don't think they will.
Let's say they're 0-3. Then they beat the Redskins, excuse me, at home.
Why? What makes you think that they're better than the Redskins?
I don't think that they're better than the Redskins, but home field, the Redskins. I mean,
Do you? Well, the first question you have to ask yourself is, how far into the year do you think Eli has the keys to the car? The whole year?
Well, if you are taking the Giants under, which is heavily juiced, at Bet365, it's 6.5, and the under is -160. You get a plus 130 for the Giants to win 7 games.
Okay.
When I look at the Redskins, I think Case Keenum is getting worse every year. They're going to be under the same situation with Haskins that Jones is having, and that Jones and Manning are having. Their wide receiving core is poor. Doxson does nothing.
Let me ask you this. They set the Giants season win total and the Detroit Lions season win total at 6.5, okay? Now, are they comparable teams? To me, they're not. The Lions, I think, are going over 6.5 guaranteed.
But let me see what I have for the Lions quickly, because I have the Lions at 6.5.
Oh, I have Jay, I want to know, is this an unload your bankroll bet? The under on the Raiders at even money on 6?
No.
I haven't spent enough time on the Raiders yet, Ant.
Oh man.
I mean,
I have.
Look how bad they were last year. You think John Gruden got good in 1 year? I mean, John Gruden hasn't been a good coach even when he was a coach.
They were close though to winning a lot of games last year.
The Raiders are tricky. They're real tricky this year. They have Josh Jacobs out of Alabama. He's not that fast, but he's a starting running back that can do damage. They have Hunter Renfrow. They now have Antonio Brown, who's going to do so much more than Jordy Nelson.
You think they win 7 games?
They could. And at Bet365, their win total is 5.5, and it's -160 to the over.
Yeah, I'm looking at 6.
Do you see my point now?
To the over.
Do you see my point though, Jim? Like if you're going to take the Lions over 6.5,
I'm going to hammer
you can't possibly take. Yes, I hammered it. You can't possibly take the Giants over that number.
I'm not going
because they're in different stratospheres, I think.
There's no doubt about that, but the the schedule is really weak for these guys. They have winnable games. The Giants have winnable games, and I don't think I would take the under if I had a free play.
Yeah,
but it's if we break down. Let me get the this division up here in a sec. Sorry. They have Shepard, Coleman, and Tate. I know that they're probably good enough, but they're not tall enough. We know that Evan Ingram is a beast, and Saquon Barkley is going to make them average forever.
But yeah, Barkley is the only thing that keeps that offense even potentially afloat.
But he's a fucking monster. And
I agree.
You have Dexter Lawrence comes in. Then you have B.J. Hill, last year's 3rd rounder. So you have these young guys with enormous potential on the front line. You need more from Jenkins.
Yeah.
You bring in Bethea. You bring in Jabril Peppers.
Evan Ingram needs to stay healthy, though. That's big.
No doubt. But, the Whale Capper brought up a really interesting point about Saquon Barkley, whereas it sort of fucks the franchise. Because with him, you can't go 2-14. You can't. You can't go 3-13. When you can control the clock and run the ball and do all those things that he allows you to do and tire out defenses and keep defenses on the field.
What did they go last year? 6-10?
I don't know. Did they get
no?
No way.
No. They're like 4-12. They were terrible last year. I can't remember. I blocked out most of last season.
If they went 4-12, there's just no way they're winning 3 more games than last year.
But the
team's gotten worse.
I agree. I'm just saying it's not a fucking. It's not like a gift. And Big Ragu, by the way, Ant is all over the Raiders over.
Yeah, I don't see it. I don't see it. Not with that head coach.
Oh fuck, man! I want this fucking under in the White Sox KC game.
I mean, how do you take a Rangers over when you still have Kansas City and San Diego that they got to play 4 times? I mean, they're not going 2-2 against those teams.
That's a tough out. Yeah, I agree. That's 1-3 probably.
They're lucky to be 1-3. That's 1-3 or 0-4.
That's
definitely not 2-2.
I can't disagree there.
I bet the Texas team total over 5.5 minus 135.
Texas team totally got 5.5?
Yeah. I bet it not. No, I didn't just bet it. I bet it like fucking 10 minutes ago. But
oh, sorry. I was thinking something else. Okay, sorry. Yeah.
I don't see any live. Do you see
live team total on Texas Rangers?
You see any live betting opportunities right now?
I've been looking at these. Well, you guys have been talking football. I've been looking at these live lines, and I'm just really not seeing anything. I mean, because you got a blowout, and then you got like 2 really good teams, and the Red Sox and the Indians that are winning. So it's just you don't have like a good team that's down with a chance to fade a bad bullpen, and you just got a blowout. So it's just there's really nothing really to live bet in baseball tonight.
But do you not think that Texas is capable of getting 3 runs in the next fucking?
I like that.
Oh yeah, especially since they're not going to throw out their high leverage relievers. The Arizona's not going to throw out high leverage relievers with a 10-run lead.
Yeah, that's why I jumped on it. I'm like, well, it's a route. You might as well take it. Texas has.
Yeah, I don't hate.
So, Jay, now that you got done shitting all over my Giants because we all know the Giants are terrible.
Well, we're not even talking about my team, and they're fucking exciting. So
yeah, but what about the Jets? Because I have their win total at 7, but it's the juice makes me think they think it should be 7.5 because the juice is plus 120 on under 7 for the Jets and minus 150 on the over 7.
I think that they win somewhere between 7 and 8 games. I'm not sold on Darnold yet.
I would hammer that under.
I love how you say you're not sold on Darnold after your reaction to his first game.
If that.
I would hammer that under. When you talk about like teams win losses in your head, they're usually between +1 and -1. With the Jets, it's like +3 and -3. Everything could fall apart for the Jets. Everything could fall apart. I'm going to see what I get right now on their season wins. Right here, New York.
I'm not the right person. I'm not the right person to ask to be like unbiased about the Jets.
I have 6.5, and the under's at +150. I might take that.
But I agree. They could they could fall off a cliff and win 5 games.
Exactly.
And then Darnold could put it together in his second year, and they could win 8 or 9 games. Who knows?
Well, remember how you were talking about how Darnold was the second coming of like.
Bro, let's not. You're getting carried away.
And Drew Brees. And
you're getting carried away. Yes, I love that first game in Detroit, but you're overselling it a little bit.
I think you're underselling how ecstatic you were in our chat.
He looked good. Game. Yeah, he looked good after 1 week, but it was 1 week.
Why can't you relive the joy you had, Jay? Because I remember that chat during the game, and I just remember all the joy you had in your heart, and I miss that Jason. I miss the joyful Jason, the hopeful Jason.
I love these takes from Ragu and Max that the Browns are going to win 8 or less. I mean, you can make so much money off of that shit.
I got that season win total under, Jim, 9.5.
I'm excited about it.
This has been my team for fucking 16 years. All right, I know how bad they are, and it's not fucking changing because we got Baker.
You think I should take plus money on under 9, Jay?
Yes.
Oh well, then I'm going to bet it right now. I'm also, you know what? I'm going to take the plus money on the under Jets season win total just because it's plus 120. I mean, when you're like, well, they're a 7 or 8 win team, I'm like, well, fuck, if I'm getting plus money on under 7.
I just have to see the Browns go 500 before I could start, having them win the AFC North.
I tell you what, Twatty says Browns win at least 9. He's in Pittsburgh. I do not think Pittsburgh is going to be good this year. They're going to be an average football team. Personally, I would not take the under 9. There's nobody in that division that's got. You think the Ravens are going to get wins? I mean, we already know the.
I just don't think they're going to win 10 games. I don't think that they're going to put it all together. And I think they're a year away. I still think they're a year away. They went 7-8-1 last year. They got a ton of high-profile free agents. Everybody has to gel in the locker room. Nobody can get hurt. I just think you're asking a lot from a kid in a sophomore campaign who still made a ton of mistakes his rookie year. He's going to make more mistakes before he puts it all together.
Defense have a year of tape on him.
The fact that we're a year and a half removed from a winless season, and we're talking about them like they're going to win 11 games and run the AFC table. I mean, it's just crazy to me.
This is the 19th quarterback that we've had to go through.
I think they're still a year away. That's why under 9.5 wins.
Jay, I don't even think that we're a year away. I'm sorry, I don't buy it. Injuries, and attitudes. I'm sorry, I see a lot of fucking big heads in that locker room, and the fact is, the best NFL teams develop through the draft together. Guys developing together, not bringing a bunch in guys that are fucking making 30 or 40 times what I'm making, and then I gotta fucking be their equal. Shit like that.
Do I think they have the most talented roster probably right now in the NFL? Yeah, I do. I really do. But do I think that means that translates to an automatic 10 wins? No, I don't. Teams need to learn how to be successful before they're successful. And they are not successful. They're still in that stage where, if everything goes right, maybe the Browns win 10 games. Okay? But what is more likely to happen? They probably go a disappointing 8-8 in their minds, and then they take the next step next year. I still think they're a year away. I think the fact that you can get the Steelers to win that division at like plus 190 has to be a given. You just have to take that because Ben might not be playing with the most talented roster in that division, but they know how to win. And losing that running back and losing that wide receiver is not the end of the world. They have Connor, they have Juju. They'll be able to Tomlin will get them to the point where they're in a position to probably win that division in the end. Do I think the Ravens are good? Not really. I think they're probably an 8-win team. I think it'll come. Yeah, go ahead.
I will add to what you're saying about the Steelers. When was the last time the Steelers drafted a top fucking 6 wide receiver? It's been a while. What have they done? Produce receiver. Even though some of them have left the nest and not succeeded, the fact was when they played with Ben and they were coached by Tomlin, they fucking produce. And that's coming from a fucking Browns fan. So
the bottom line is I don't know how you put your fucking money on a team that hasn't been 500 in fucking 20 years. When was the last time they were 500?
I can't even remember.
And now you're picking them to win the division?
I am not. But
I just don't see it.
Odell Beckham is not that big of a fucking game changer. Baker Mayfield's going to have a year of film on him. Guys are going to be getting ready for him all fucking training camp, being like, well, this is how we get to Baker. This is how we beat other people. Well, now let's shut that fucking loophole down. Happens every year with young quarterbacks.
I think all 3 of those teams are going to finish somewhere between 7-9 and 10-6 is my guess.
I love my Browns, but literally they broke my heart too many times for me to ever have confidence in them.
I don't know. What do you think, Jim?
I think that Max is a real fan, and sometimes as he says, when you keep getting hurt, you can become jaded and maybe not look at it from an even playing field. I think that the idea of getting plus money under 9, if that backs the way you break it down, but the way I see it them on 9 wins. I see them ending the year 9-7, and I see that there's a ton of parity in that division. And when I broke that division down, I did think the Browns were a little bit better than the Steelers and better than the Ravens
on paper, right?
On paper, but I don't see them. But I don't see them being a special team or a most talented team or anything like that. I'm not that high on them. I just see them as being better than those teams. And when we talk about Tomlin and Pittsburgh and Ben getting older, and
now like the Browns being better on paper, right? But don't you have to account for the fact that none of them know how to win? Like really know how to win?
Well,
to take a division
regular season, though. I mean,
right, but I mean to take a division by its throat and win it. None of them know how to do that.
No, I feel you. I like the edge of taking them to go under 9. I don't dislike it, and I'm not taking Browns to win the division. I'm not taking Browns over. I'm not touching the Browns until I watch them for a while.
I agree. Like 9 isn't like the best scenario. But I bet under 9.5. See, I got the hook.
Yeah, but you're also getting like plus money.
Well, I didn't pay much though. I think it was like minus 115 under 9.5.
No, I just got them at under 9 at plus 110.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I took your Jets under 7 at plus 120 also.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Yeah, probably worst case scenario, I push. I mean, when you get those totals at 9, 10, 7, I mean, you can always just push them.
The Jets could win 9 games. The Jets could win 4 games.
Yeah, exactly.
And no other team. There's not another team in the league that I actually feel that way about. Without injuries, obviously if some quarterback, if the starting quarterback, but I just feel like their volatility is enormous.
Twatty said Ben led the league in interceptions. Yeah, he also threw for 5,000 yards though, Twatty.
I think he's talking about maybe this year. I think he's talking about.
He threw for 5K last year.
Chris Stubbs is asking again. Astros first 5. We had a ton of people on the Angels, and I had the Angels yesterday, just first 5, and I could understand that there is a recency bias for everybody taking the Angels and believing in what's happening, and you have every right to, but. They were saying Cole's bad on the road, and he's not being. And Cole just shut this lineup down in Houston. And
what was your play on this game, Jim?
No, but Garrett Cole is one of the top 3 starting pitchers in the league.
Sorry, say that again.
Garrett Cole is one of the top 3 starting pitchers in the league, and the Angels are putting out an opener because they have garbage.
So did anybody bet this game?
Yeah,
I thought they confirmed that Pena was starting.
Yeah, isn't he an opener usually?
Not really. He's the guy who comes on after the opener. Maybe you could call him an opener, but he'll go 5 or 6.
Oh, okay.
So I'm looking at the Astros minus 198. The total is 8.5. The comeback on the Angels is plus 170. And team total wise is Angels are sitting at 3.5, and
over
3.5, and then Astros are sitting at 5.
Attaboy, Jim, get that double play for that under.
So
I'd be sitting here at 5-0 if I took the Mets full game and not first half, but I need this one. For my boy Most, man, working all fucking day, wants to sit back and double his fucking money with the drink in his hand, and I want to give it to him.
That's awesome.
Sorry.
Phrasing.
Did you bet the Astros game, Jim?
Oh, I'll tell you, Jay, I broke this game down for fucking at least 25 minutes, including the early show and the late show, and I don't want any part of it. I don't want any part of it. I don't want to go up against the magic that the Angels have on right now.
Oh my God!
And,
Yeah, they look good right
let's
now.
be honest. A lot of that magic has to do with the fact that they miraculously played against some bullshit teams.
I don't. You know what?
I mean, like the Mariners are the worst fucking team in the American League. I mean, maybe not the worst team because they do have an offense, but the Mariners are like the third worst team. Okay,
We hit
behind
a
the Royals.
milestone, by the way. We got 61 people watching right now.
Yeah, baby.
Oh man,
love
I
it.
saw 62. I saw 62.
Well, there it is. Welcome in, everybody. We appreciate you.
No, it's fucking this show is special, man. It's gonna keep growing, keep growing. Twatty says who comes in after Pena if it's a lefty that plays Houston somehow. I mean, I can't say who is going to come in after Pena, but Cole is somebody I'm not going to bet against, and the fucking Angels in the outfield I'm not going to bet against, and so
I like how Cole waited to get out of my Cubs division before he became like one of the top 3 pitchers in the league. That was pretty cool of him to wait until he didn't face the Cubs 5 times a season to start becoming lights out.
Doug Barnhouse says, as an Astros fan, I'm off this. Don't know what to do with it.
I hear that, and I literally spent 25 minutes breaking things down, and in the time I've been down to SBR, so we're like coming up on 2 years. I've not seen base. This is the clearest I've seen baseball, and this was a very simple play for me. I see Viper and B Astros -1. That would be the only move I'd make. I'm not going to make it.
I'm also liking this over here. I don't really see why I would like an under unless it's 7-1 Astros.
That's what Ranieri bet, over 8.5. But what about the Astros team total over 5?
I mean, I got 5.5.
I got 5.5. Yeah.
I got an even 5.
You always get even. You always get those New Jersey odds. You lucky.
I like those fucking evens, man. In Canada, you either win or lose. No fucking tying. Bet365 always got a half on that bitch.
Yeah.
It's so exciting talking about the football season, man.
Let's do more of that. I got to grab my charger. My phone's about to die. I'll be back in like 3 minutes.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
What's going to be exciting is seeing Clemson fall on their fucking face.
What's going to be exciting is I think I am going to go ahead and put in the over on this Astros game.
Yeah, buddy, I'm riding it with you.
And then also, Jay, I'm going to let you know you could probably go ahead and give Twatty an invite because
going to bed.
Yeah, I mean, I got to give it like 2:30.
Warwin has Astros over 4.5. Is that an auto play?
Well, it depends on the juice. I mean, because if he has it at 4.5 and we have it at 5 or 5.5, I mean, he's probably laying like -150.
Dude, what if Garrett Cole must be the shit, huh? Because I'm looking at a team total right now on the Angels of 3.5, and the over is +135.
Garrett Cole's one of the 2 or 3 best starting pitchers in Major League Baseball, so yes, he is the shit.
+135 wouldn't even get you tempted, huh? On a 3.5.
No. On the Angels?
Yeah. So you're feeling if this is going over 8.5, what are we talking here? Fucking 9-2?
I think the Astros. Yeah, I think this is like a 7-2 type of game.
But that's only a half run. I mean, it's at 8.5.
The Angels can get 3 runs here. I just think the Astros. I think the Astros are set up to just fucking crush. And I mean, and you never know. Garrett Cole can give up a home run. And, can give up a 2-run
What
bomb
about
or whatever.
Bubba says 3.5 against Cole's tough with no Trout? Does that change your mind on the over? No Trout?
It doesn't change my mind on the over, but it does make me want to stay away from the Angels team total.
Well, you know what, man? I think let me check the juice out on this even 5. Because if you're liking the over and you're thinking the majority of these runs are going to come from the Astros, I'm looking at over 5 at even money. Is that just a bet?
Yeah, I think you push at worst.
At worst, right?
Yeah.
All right, that's going to be my angle then. I'm going to take the Astros over 5 at even money. I'll put that in the chat.
Fuck, I gotta get over one. I gotta get 5.5 plus 110.
Maxie, what did you put anything in?
I'm looking at it right now. I'm gonna jump on. Well, I'm already on Houston first 5 run line because of Ant.
Oh, Ant, wait a minute. Before I start betting other shit, why don't I just bet that instead of going on my own and taking this over 5? So, Ant, you're on the first 5 run line?
Yes.
Let me see what I got. Wow, they're minus 205 on the money line. Fuck.
I got the first 5. I got the first 5 run line at minus 130.
I'm looking at minus 144 on FanDuel right now.
Is this Diamondbacks first 5 run line good? I don't know if I'm going to hit it or not.
I think you're good.
Okay, thank you.
It's fucking wonderful, Ant, and you're literally pulling me out of the gutter today, so thank you.
I mean, honestly, the Diamondbacks was probably the easiest play on the board.
And are you off that? You got to be off that run line at minus 144, right?
No, I don't bet. I don't bet minus numbers on run line. I'll do minus ones if I could get plus money on the run line.
Didn't you just bet it? You said you bet it at. You bet the run line at
the
minus
first 5 run line.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah. I got it at minus 130. What do you have it at?
Actually, I can get it at minus 136. Are you still on it at 136?
Why do you got 136? I'm looking at minus 130 right fucking now.
One of my books has 144. The other one has 136.
Jesus, tits on a board. What the fuck's wrong with them?
So is that 6 cents sway you off, or should I put it in?
I mean, it's up to you.
That's not what I'm asking.
I don't really like first 5 run lines higher than minus 130.
I went a little crazy. I took the minus 1.5 plus 105.
Well, the way Ant's talking, I mean, that seems safe.
Yeah.
That's not safe. Don't say things like that, you jackass. Nothing's ever safe.
I could just take a minus 205 on the money line.
Yeah, because that's all that I had otherwise. I didn't have the option of take them minus 1 or buy half a run.
I mean, you can take them on the money line if you want.
Yeah, I didn't want to take them.
Although it's the worst of the number because the money line was at like minus 180 at open.
How about the Seattle Storm, man? We should have taken them first half again.
You can't bring it up. You can't bring it up.
For the 4th game in a row, we would have cashed, Dan. You know that? If we would have taken them in the first half.
Jay, you talked about it and you fucking didn't bet it. You can't bring it up anymore.
They're up 10 in the 4th.
I know, but you talked about the first half bet and you didn't bet it again. So you can't bring it up anymore.
Maxwell, let me be miserable.
Listen, bud.
Is the Lynx game going to go over?
Oh, yeah, it's at 167.5 right now, live, Jim.
So if I get this fucking under, and what kept me from going 6-0 was taking the Mets first 5 instead of full game
in a game where they won by 10.
Yeah. So then I'll go 5-1.
Oh,
how about that shit?
God, that's brutal.
So you're in the black then now, right? For the baseball.
I'll be like a little over 4 units up.
That's exciting, bro. That's exciting.
Why didn't I just put my entire fucking bankroll on this Arizona game?
That's exciting from where you were fucking 5 weeks ago.
Were you down 28 units at one point?
I was down 30.23 units at one point.
What a way to fucking get yourself out of the hole, man.
Yeah, and you were right, because on June 27th, so it was like right around when I was doing your show, like during that week, I was down 24 point something units.
Right.
27th. And this is, I mean, you're up just 4 units on the season. I'm not going to pat myself on the back or nothing like that, but I'm going to be excited about doing the work, excited about working with everybody, excited about making fucking money with everybody. And that's what it's about. It's about not, because last year I was like, it was like, it threw me into depression, right? And I had Fade the Bag and Jimmy the Loser on all my shows, and there's nothing, that's just part of this.
That's
business.
all fucking noise. You know that.
Yeah, it's just part of the business. But like, it was tough. Like, I was just losing and fucking losing. And
I'm actually kind of mad that I don't have somebody who has no life, that they created a fake Twitter account to troll me.
Well,
that's when you
said
make
that.
life.
When I was getting hammered, Pete was like, "Why isn't anybody trolling me?" And then immediately, Fade Loshak showed on the scene immediately. So don't ask for it. They'll fucking come.
But Loshak was betting $2.84 a game. So what the fuck?
Yeah, but
I know he was up 40 units in baseball, and he can barely afford that new computer.
I was like, shit, man, come on.
I mean, your unit size is whatever, like it's just about winning, and he was doing it.
Yeah. Was his losing streak a couple summers worse than the one that you had to go through this year?
Nobody's been as bad as as far as I know. Like, even his worst.
That cracked me up though when he said
I have to restart my computer, bro. I'll be right back. So carry on.
No worries. Sorry, what were you gonna say, Ant?
No, I was just saying that was the funniest thing ever when he said his unit size was $2.80. It was such a random number to throw out there for the joke. It was just funny as shit.
Yeah, he's fucking, just magical. And when he wanted people to know his unit size, like it was a big thing. Like, he wasn't hiding it. He wanted everyone to understand what his unit size was. One of the issues he had, and so there was a couple of things that went on. Like, when he had his show with Brenner, they got destroyed in NBA, and people didn't want to listen to what they had to say about NBA. And so when I came down, there was, and I won't mention who they were, but there were people here. SBR was saying, don't keep records of you're going to lose and you won't have fun. Don't keep records. And we were adamant that we had to keep records. We had to keep all that shit that was extremely, extremely important to what we were doing. But then when I started losing in baseball, it was sort of our worst fear, because up to that point, no one had been down 50 units. And if I was down 50 units on a solo show, well, then I should just stop.
Yeah.
And thankfully, Pete was up, and that saved everything,
Yeah, but your deliverance and just your comedic element is fucking just, no one can replicate that.
I don't know. I don't think I do enough of it. My dad was like, you can be funny sometimes. Like, I think I'm so focused on the capping that I need other guys like you and Big Boss to come in, and that allows me to kind of relax for a second.
What you need is a co-host. That's what you need.
Yeah, but it's hard to find somebody who can cap all the sports.
Yeah, I don't think when I come on your show, I really deliver the laughs too much.
No, but you do your thing, Ant. You do your thing.
But I'm not trying to either. I'm actually just trying to give some information.
Yeah, I like Max. I said it on the show, on the Late Show today. People were asking, you need to get Max on the show. You need to get Max on the show. All this shit today on the Late Show, and I was saying, for me, Gabe has always been the most electrifying guy in the industry, the most exciting guy to watch. And I was saying, and Max is climbing fast, and that's why Max has got to be on screen with the broken nose, man. We got to not know. We got to not know what's going to happen next with you, man. And you come up with this fucking baseball injury, man. We got to see that face, man.
Yeah, well, you're seeing it, and the only reason why I put it on camera is because you're the one telling me to. And as everyone knows, you are my shepherd. You lead me to the water. You lead me to the female sheeps to mount. So I just follow, bro. I just follow. Man, hopefully you don't sick the dog on me, though.
No, we're safe. But man, we just haven't had enough time to roll. That night, when was it? I don't know, when we hit Shoeless Joe's. How long had I been down at SBR? For 3 months or something?
Yeah, you were new. Yeah, you were definitely new there.
I enjoyed that night. It's so memorable for me. We just haven't had enough time to fucking roll, man. And I won't be down here forever. I'll make moves back north soon so we can get fucking going. But in Toronto's got one thing going as far as I see, unless we want to do just straight radio. And radio can work. Radio's fine. And Mississauga Talk, whatever it is, Mississauga Talk 950 or 980 or whatever. Like, we could get a show on there. I don't know what we could. I don't know, like, cash-wise, what that would bring in at all. And possibly very little. But the big thing right now is Wager Talk. Prez got that studio in Toronto in his house. That seems like the biggest thing in Toronto to me, man.
Yeah, definitely want to try and befriend the guy because, like, yeah, that would be real nice. Otherwise, I got to go all the way to fucking. Where's BitXN? What are you, Waterloo or some shit?
Some shit, south, yeah.
Yeah. So, fuck, I'd love to go up to the old stomping grounds in fucking Westmount, Bathurst Manor, that area, you know? With all the challah breads and all the danishes.
Steve Ross says you definitely don't know what's next with Max beyond Ladies of the Night and chicken with organic honey, man.
Yeah, that's right. It's always about the organic honey, and you know the only good thing about McDonald's about McDonald's nuggets, they always got the organic honey. They're not chintzy with it either. Don't be chintzy with organic honey. Simple as that.
Steve's coming to my defense and says I can be funny at times.
Yeah, you have your times when you're funny, but I just never. You're all about business on Jim's show.
On Jimmy's show, yeah.
Like, listen,
when I get drunk on this show, and when Jay can take one breath in between talking about some dude's punching power in the UFC on those fight casts,